Shalom, giving all praises unto Yahweh Shema Shai Shimo Hakodash. Right, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone and our honest true brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And above everybody are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai Shimo Hakodash. Giving all praise unto Yahweh Shema Shai Shimo Hakodash. So it's going to be a video, in transit style video, based on the article that you can see in front of you here, which is the caravan that they're going to have out there, or they're planning to have out there, really throughout the four corners of the earth. But they got particular key zones that they're going to start with, namely London with the ULEZ, Birmingham, like you're seeing here within this particular article, and other various different cities out here within the UK that got the ultra low emissions zone thing going on. Okay, so without much further ado, let's get into this video. So I'd come across this article, or came to know about this information from a particular YouTube channel that I watch. And this guy goes in, he's always speaking about, you know, how they're gonna take the people's cars away from them, and you're gonna have to go to a subscription-based model for car ownership and car insurance. And the car insurance thing too, that's a whole video within itself. But just to brief you, the way they're getting ready to set up the car insurance, these particular things that they're gonna put there within the car insurance, to where you're not finna to move freely at all right, for particular people that have had, you know, let's say you got charged for drink driving. The way they're gonna set up the digital insurance is that, you know, because you're gonna have a digital insurance certificate, and again, that gets linked up with the CHIP. Okay, that gets linked up with the CHIP. But the way they're gonna set up the digital insurance certificate is based upon your driving behaviors. So whilst you're driving, the car is gonna be feeding back. They're gonna have the way ESO's got this thing, they're gonna have real-time feedback to the insurance companies to say, look, this particular person is driving in this location, this is a hot zone. Okay, insurance premiums go up instantly. This is what's coming to the world. Okay, this is what's coming to the world, and that's not going to be on a car that you own. That's going to be on a car that you already subscribed. So let's say you go into a high traffic zone, in real time your insurance premiums are going to go up. Let's say you know, it's a particular time of the day when there's more traffic on the road. Again, your real time, you know, premiums are going to go up. This is what ESO is getting ready to bring about upon the face of the planet with the digital insurance, and, you know, taking away the car ownership from people. Which, that's an important part of understanding what ESO is getting ready to bring about upon the world with the NWO, okay? Because really what cars represent, they represent people's freedom and their ability to do business. Okay, that's what these cars represent. You think about a guy that's just come over from overseas and he's just moved right into a particular country, right? That particular person is usually going to be like an Uber driver or a delivery driver. Okay, they're gonna do some of these more basic type jobs where all you need is a car. Okay, we all been there. We done, you know, some people have done the Uber thing, some people done the the food delivery thing. Okay, you got to make ends meet, especially when you just come into a particular country where you don't have so-called qualifications, and you got to make ends meet. That's what most people do. So these cars represent business and commerce. Again, too, it's more than just delivery. You're thinking about, all right, I suppose a lot of it is to do with delivery and transport. Okay, that's what a car represents, right? Delivery and transport, which is a major proponent in any type of a business, right? In any type of a business, you're gonna have to use some type of resources, whether it be printers and fax machines and laptops or whatever. Somebody's gonna have to bring about those particular resources to that type of a business. Okay, or maybe you sell meat. All right, maybe you sell meat. You're gonna have to have a meat delivery van, right? That was a big thing out there within the United States when you had the unions getting set up a long time ago. They showed you that within this movie on Netflix. I forget what it's called now, with Robert De Niro. Okay, they had the union, the Irishman. Right, when you seen the Irishman, you know, they showed you the unions, and, you know, basically they unionized the truck drivers. So a lot of these businesses, they run off of the back of the ability for a person to own a vehicle, especially a small business. Now they're gonna have the Amazon delivery chain, and that's gonna absorb all of these different, independent enterprises that people had. So a freedom of car ownership is really like a major thing, because you can't go out there and rent someone's car and start a business with that. Okay? So getting back onto this article here, we understand from the Agenda 2030 that they're gonna get rid of private car ownership. That's part of the agenda, right? And the way they're getting ready to set up these cities with the 15-minute cities, brother, even if you had the money to rent a car, to have a car on subscription or whatever the situation may be, even if you had the money to do that, the way Esau is getting ready to set up these cities where people be living at, it ain't gonna be possible, man. Pretty much what they're getting ready to spend money on, and the guy explained it. The guy I was watching on YouTube that goes into it, he said, look, right, crime within Birmingham, when it comes to violent crimes and theft and all of that, that's one of the leading cause of people dying out there. Now I'm not gonna front. I've been down there to Birmingham a long time ago, right? I've been there a couple of times, and of an surety, it's like every car has got some type of a accident that's happened to it. And I'm not even being hyperbolous. It is kind of like a bad city to drive into, because there's a lot of people and the roads ain't very very big or whatever, right? So I'm not in the interest of being neutral, is that the word I'm looking for, right? Or telling a complete story. I even observed it, and I said it to the people that I was with. I said, yo, have you noticed that every car out here has got it's got some kind of a scratch or a dent on it? Like when I seen it, the way I seen it, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, man, every single car out here has kind of got like a scratch or a dent on it. But when you compare the deaths that's out there by way of cars in comparison to other forms of criminal activities, right? The car thing really ain't that deep. But they're getting ready to pretty much put that city on lockdown. Okay, the way they're going, like they said, like the article says here, end of the road, major UK city could ban cars as radical plans to redesign the roads give priority to people rather than private vehicles, which that don't make no sense, because priority to people means that you can do what you need to do. You need to leave the city, you can drive out the city, right? If you need to maneuver or drop the kids off to the school or whatever, you can do that. But that's what's happening out here. And in London, there's gonna come a point within London where you ain't gonna be able to drive within London. There's gonna come a point within these major cities, Manchester, Liverpool, right? You ain't gonna be able to drive through those particular cities, because that's part of the agenda, man. That's all part of the agenda, okay? Right, getting rid of private car ownerships. Maybe in these little village cities where you really can't go anywhere, right, without a vehicle, maybe they'll give you a little bit of leeway, but ultimately when it comes down to it, man, especially within these big cities, the whole idea of freedom and being able to go where you want when you want, that's gonna be a thing of the past, man. That's gonna be a thing of the past. You're gonna have to use their transport system. You're gonna have to use their money. You're gonna have to use their their what's the word I'm looking for here? Draconian ways of living. And you better believe, up until the chip gets made mandatory, we're gonna be interacting with this world. Okay, we're gonna be interacting with this world up until they make the chip mandatory. All right, but up until then, we're gonna use this world as not abusing this world. Okay, so some of these things, we might have to use it. We might have to use the CBDCs for a certain amount of time, but there's gonna come a time when they're gonna say, okay, we got this chip out here, and we're gonna be like, you know what? This is the end of the road. like you see here, they call the article the end of the road. There's gonna come a time with us using this world that we're gonna say, okay, this is the end of the road. Okay, no more using this world. Now we're gonna have to step out on faith. So we see these articles, we get excited, and we understand, we're gonna have to interact with this system. We're gonna have to use this world. It's not abusing this world, but also too, it's exciting because the day when we give up this world is getting closer and closer and closer, and Esau's moving with speed towards his enterprise. So with that being said, hopefully that was of edification. With that, I must say praise unto Yahweh, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor to brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.